Hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so when it mutes, that means it's time to go.
Okay.
You need to mute yourself.
Alrighty.
Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly. Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly. Please stand by. The webinar will begin shortly.
Hey, welcome to the webinar, guys. My name is Peggy McKee. You are probably seeing me on webcam. I believe Carl Chapman is running my webinar platform. He's my partner with Career Confidential, and he's got me up on webcam, so that hopefully you can see me. Hi, everybody. Let us know if you can see the webcam. You can type into chat and let us know that there. I am going to come down off of webcam here in just a moment so that I can give you guys the presentation, and then when we get to the end of the presentation, I'll come back on live so that you can see me as we answer your live Q&A. Welcome to the webinar. Hi, my name is Peggy McKee. I am a career coach and I'm an executive recruiter, and I am the CEO of Career Confidential. I'll be presenting here today about the 7 LinkedIn mistakes that can keep you from getting hired. We're going to talk about those. You should know that we reach out via Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Play, Apple iTunes. We have books and podcasts as well as apps available on all of those platforms. And of course at careerconfidential.com we have our blog as well as all of our products and tools to help you get the job that you want. So I'm going to go ahead and close my webcam so that I can focus on our presentation. Otherwise it's really hard. So I'm going to do that. And then we're going to get started. So I've shut down the webcam. Hey, and I can see you guys are writing in chat. This is a different webinar platform for us, so we love this feature of the chat. Hi, Patricia. I can see that you're in there. Don, Raju, Michael. I love this. So let us know where you guys are from in there, and that is also where you'll be asking your questions. We will not handle questions until the end of the presentation, however. Okay. Now, LinkedIn is an amazing tool for your job search if you manage it correctly. But I see job seekers making the same mistakes over and over again that damage their credibility. I'm sorry, Charity. I was going to talk about this first paragraph. Let's go ahead and start with poll. Charity has the poll up. Sorry. I want to ask you guys a question. So in the just like how you found the chat function, there's a poll function there. I want you to click on that tab and you'll see our poll question here today, and that is, do you currently have a profile on LinkedIn, and are you trying to generate interest from potential employers with that profile? So just answer appropriately for you. Yes, I have a profile and I'm trying to attract hiring managers and recruiters. No, I have a profile but I'm not looking for a job. Or no, I don't have a profile at all. Click the vote button and we will get started. So, Charity, I am going to go ahead and ask you to go to the next slide. Charity Munoz is running my slides. I don't know why it says Sarah there when she logged in, but she's actually Charity Munoz. And here's our first piece, and then we'll come back and ask Carl for the answers. LinkedIn is an amazing tool for your job search. I see job seekers, though, making mistakes again and again that damage their ability to use it and get contacted about jobs. Now, some of these mistakes are very obvious and some are not so obvious, but there are 7 major ones that job seekers consistently make that keep them from getting hired. And so we're going to go through those, each one step by step. We'll go ahead and take on mistake 1, and then we'll come back and see what the poll answers were. Mistake number 1 is no photo or the wrong photo. I'm surprised at how many people do not put their photo on the profile. I hear a number of reasons as to why you don't. Well, you don't put a photo on your resume. Should you put one on LinkedIn? A lot of people ask that question. Some have heard that it's inappropriate. Online photos can hurt you, so they just have no photo at all. Some are over 50 and perhaps are concerned that you'll be able to tell by the gray hair that they're a little bit older and that would play against you. Now, here's the rule you should always remember. Never ever put a photo on your resume here in the United States. Outside the United States, it is optional. And always put a photo on your LinkedIn profile. Always have a photo on your LinkedIn profile. You see, if you don't have the photo, LinkedIn won't do all the wonderful things it can do for you. Resumes don't use photos because of anti-discrimination laws. Job seekers could argue that he'll be discriminated against by putting this photo on LinkedIn, right? But what you need to know is LinkedIn is so valuable to you, and if you don't have the photo, you can't make that personal connection from one person to another and get you what you're looking for. Okay, now, Carl, have we had enough time for folks to answer our question? Can you give us the answer from the poll? How many folks have a LinkedIn profile there, and what are they looking to do with? Okay, so it looks like 92% of you guys are trying to attract attention from hiring managers from your LinkedIn profile. There are 6% of you guys who do have a profile, but you're not looking for a job on there, and 2% that do not have a profile. So I would say to you that do not have a profile, you need to seriously consider getting this done. LinkedIn is a networking site. If you're at a networking event, you would not be comfortable talking to someone who had a mask on. And if everyone had masks on and you couldn't see your face, you wouldn't connect with those people very much, right? What about if you're shopping for a car online, but there's no photo of the car there? Do you think you would buy it? I don't think you would. I would think that you would think there was something wrong with the car, and that's why they didn't want you to see it. So you'd go right past that car to one where there was a photo, right? In both situations, you would be uncomfortable. If you couldn't see that photo, you'd have little warning bells going off. This is the exact same emotional response that others have when they see your profile and you don't have a photo. The natural reaction will also affect your group membership. If you don't have a photo, groups will not approve you. There are fake profiles on LinkedIn, and group managers will assume your profile might be one of those if it does not have a photo. This keeps you from doing the networking that you need. Now, the other photo-related mistake is having a profile photo, but a bad one. So here's some rules for that. Any profile photo that isn't business appropriate is not LinkedIn appropriate. So no party pics, no pics of you and your kids, no pics with you and your dog, or anything else, your car, whatever. And don't put up a photo of yourself that isn't fairly current. Sometimes older job seekers will post a younger photo of themselves, but it's a big problem because then you show up at the interview and you look a couple decades older than your photo did. You need to have a pretty current, good head and shoulders shot in some type of business appropriate collared attire, and I want you to have a smile on your face. You can even do this with your digital camera. You don't need to get this professionally done. Have your friend take a picture of you with a digital camera. It's easy to upload it from there and you'll be done. So just go ahead and get this done. It's important and it's holding you guys back. Okay? So now let's go to mistake number 2. This is typos and misspellings. It hurts you on your LinkedIn profile just like it does on your resume. So there are things that are spelled wrong. We see them all over the place. Titles, skills, software, company names. Any typo or misspelling will make you look unprofessional or careless. So proofread it. Have someone else proofread it. Consider copying and pasting it into a Word document and running it through spell check and then proofread it yourself, because sometimes spell check doesn't catch everything. So no typos, no misspellings, all right? All right, now mistake number 3. You have a headline, but it's too vague. Lots of sales reps, project managers, account executives, and other non-specific jobs. Don't just put your job title there and your company name if you're employed as your headline, as in account executive for Acme Corporation, even though that's what LinkedIn automatically does. But not everyone knows what your company does just by name. And if you're unemployed, you can put whatever you want there, what you do, what you're looking to do, what your area of expertise is. Drop some keywords into that headline that are central to the job that you want. Keywords are important words that matter for your job. You'll find them in job descriptions. So they won't search for like a sales rep. They're going to look for a medical device rep or an educational software rep or an oil or energy safety rep. If these words are specific, what kinds of sales that you'd need to do. See how you're using those keywords to really get pulled up. You don't want to be too generic. You really want to be much more specific. Now we're about halfway through the presentation, and I'd like to learn just a little bit more about you guys and your LinkedIn profiles. So I'm going to have us do another one of these poll questions. You go over and click on the polls tab in the right-hand side, the console on the side, and Carl has put up our poll. Here's the question. Does your profile currently generate at least one contact from a potential employer per month? Now you've got 4 choices there. No, it's not generating any contacts. Or, again, for the 2%, no, I don't have a profile. Or, yes, I get contacted at least once a month. Or, yes, I get contacted very frequently. So I'll leave this for you guys to answer this and hit the vote button, and then I'll come back in a moment and get the results from that, okay? Let's move on to mistake number 4. Completing your profile to LinkedIn's 100% rating. Now, LinkedIn gives you a 100% rating when you complete their various parts and pieces, but this doesn't necessarily mean that this profile is going to attract hiring managers or recruiters. In fact, one of the things that LinkedIn wants you to do is to upload your resume, which we're going to talk about that in a moment. And if you don't do that, that's going to cause you not to hit the 100% rate. What I want is your advice here is to make sure that your profile is complete to Career Confidential's requirements, which are based on the elements of the profile that will actually sell you to the hiring manager or the recruiter. This means your photo, your summary, your specialties, your experience, your education, and your recommendations. Now, our recommendations will help you rank for important keywords. As a recruiter, I do searches all the time on LinkedIn, so the profiles at the top of the list automatically get more of my interest than the ones at the bottom. Then it's going to help you get in front of folks in your industry and function via search, group, and discussion. And most importantly, this is going to generate in-mails, messages, emails, and phone calls because your profile communicates what you want, what you can do, and what the viewer should do next. Carl, are you able to give us the results from the poll asking the folks about what their profile is generating in terms of interest now? All right. So 39% are saying the profile isn't generating contacts. Looks like we've got 3% who don't have a profile. 49% are getting contacted once a month. See, that is showing, that right there shows you how powerful LinkedIn is. And 9% are getting contacted very frequently. So it looks like, what is that, 58%, 50, 40, so 42% of you guys, either your profile is not doing what it should be doing for you, or you don't have a profile, right? Now, let's move on and talk about what else your LinkedIn profile should do. Your headline or job title or summary should tell everyone who you are and what you can do for them. We talked already about the headline, but your summary is one of the most important parts of the profile. When hiring managers do searches for candidates, their summary words will pop up in those searches, and it's the first thing they're going to read about you. So make sure to have keywords like we talked about and make it interesting and powerful. Now, your skills and experience section is another essential place to put those keywords that will help you show up in searches. You'll notice that when you start to type them in, autofill suggestions will pop in. This is a hint for you that this is a relatively popular or well-known search term, which is a good thing. So make sure each section of your profile has something in it that will help you look attractive as a candidate for the job. This takes us to mistake number 5 that we see. If you follow LinkedIn's directions to upload the entire resume, don't do this. This is a mistake. It seems like a contradiction, right? Even though you need to have your profile as complete as possible, you do not want to upload your entire resume there, even though LinkedIn encourages you to do this. Why? Well, because LinkedIn isn't the place for your resume. It's the place to encourage recruiters and hiring managers to ask for your resume. This is what you're most interested in. You want to hit the highlights. Your main goal here is to get the keywords that you need for your profile in an attractive, easy-to-skim format. You want them to quickly go over your profile and think, hey, I need to speak with this person. Then when they ask for your resume, you can check out the company, write a very nice email that frames your resume for them. Plus, it gives you the chance to tailor the resume if necessary, and you can sell yourself in a more focused way. You'll lose all of those things if you have your entire resume already uploaded into the LinkedIn profile. So don't automatically upload your resume, build a thoughtful, strategic LinkedIn profile. Now, the sixth mistake that we see is ignoring groups. Groups are a vast resource of networking potential. In the job search, your focus should be making on new contacts and expanding your reach. The surest way to do this is contacts within groups. Here's the most important thing about groups. Join those that are relevant to your industry or career field. A lot of you guys will join job or job seeker groups, but if you all join groups that are for job seekers, how are you making connections to folks who can hire you? Because they're not in job seeker groups. You're not. So I'm not saying that you have to ignore the job seeker groups, but they shouldn't be the biggest part of your group portfolio. If you're ever on the fence about which two groups to join, remember, bigger is better. Numbers are your friend in this situation because they maximize your opportunities. Groups containing larger numbers of people in your field should be a primary target for your LinkedIn activity. Now, this brings us to mistake number 7, not participating in the groups that you've joined. It doesn't matter how many you've joined if you don't let anyone know that you're there. You need to be participating in those groups. You can contribute useful, thoughtful pieces. You can ask good questions. You can let people get to know you a little bit more. You're contributing to your online brand. You're opening up the door to job opportunities as you become known. You're building relationships. This is the primary way for you to go about growing your network in LinkedIn. You can also issue invitations to connect to folks that you've traded comments with in a LinkedIn discussion. And on top of all that, the information that you're going to learn in these discussions will be incredibly valuable to you in your job search and in your career. Now, let's go ahead and recap the 7 major mistakes that we see on LinkedIn that will keep you from getting hired. Number 1, you don't have a photo there, or you've got the wrong photo. Number 2, you've got typos or misspellings. Number 3, you've got a headline that's too vague. Or 4, you've completed the profile to LinkedIn's 100% standard, not Career Confidential's. Number 5, you've uploaded your entire resume. Number 6, you've ignored groups. Or number 7, you've participated in groups, or you've joined groups, but you haven't participated. Now, these mistakes will all hold you back in your job search and keep you from getting hired. If you recognize yourself in any of these, get these taken care of today. They are small changes that will make a big difference in your job search success. All right, best of luck. Okay, so now we're going to go to the live Q&A. Want to let you know that this particular discussion that we just had with you is exactly what we do in our Total Access Coaching Club, which is a bi-weekly club that we get together and meet in. So we just gave you the exact same presentation that we do within that same style of presentation, slides, relevant topic, about the same length and everything. That is the exact same type of presentation that we do within our Total Access Coaching Club. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'll ask Carl if I should go back up on live webcam, and then I'll answer questions as I see those. So Carl, are you there?
Yes, Peggy, I'm here. I can put you up on webcam.
Okay, all right, perfect. And I didn't keep my Skype open for catching those questions, so I'll just cruise through what folks have here on the right, if that's okay, and you'll tell me if I miss anything.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm looking through the chat here. It says, where can you send a message on LinkedIn without a paid membership? Well, you can send messages on LinkedIn through the obviously the InMails. Some of those are paid, and you get a few for free, right? You can also message other group members, folks that are within the same groups that you're in. You can message them there as well without a paid membership. Okay. Let's see what else we have here for a question. What about the non-paid members? Can they send messages? Yes, and we just answered that. Would these suggestions help underemployed people? Well, yes, because if you're underemployed, that means that there's an opportunity for you, right? There's an opportunity for you to gain greater employment, either that would have more responsibilities or that would be maybe pay more, or whatever it is that you're looking for that you believe makes you underemployed. If you can build your network, get to know other people, let them get to know you, that's always going to provide more opportunities for you, whether or not you're underemployed or you're unemployed, right? Okay, so someone has here, what are the key things that I need to include on my LinkedIn profile instead of uploading my resume? Well, you want to have that summary section. You want to have a call to action within that summary section, and we talked about the skills and experiences and the keywords that you would want. And you've got to have your work experience there, but you want to have bullet points under each one of those work experiences that tell what you did in that job and a little bit of quantification, but not your entire resume. Okay, Don is saying, it's frustrating to modify profiles for different job applications. Any advice on how to do this? Don, what I want you to do, I should say the highest value activity that you can do within your job search to generate interviews and then therefore offers is to contact hiring managers directly and not apply online. So when you see these jobs, see if you can contact the manager, the person who would be your boss or your boss's boss, and let them know about you and what you can do for them. That is the most effective way to get interviews and offers. And, oh, by the way, when you do it that way, you don't have to adjust your profile for anyone. So that's my advice for you. Can LinkedIn be too much of information leading to overexposure? I guess it could be, but I don't know that that's relevant here. For most of the folks who are on this call, you're looking for a new opportunity or an opportunity, and this is the main thing that you need to have happen in your life. If giving out this information, if being available to others is going to help you get that done, I don't think that you can. I don't think that you can hesitate to do what you need to do that. Okay. What do you do about ageism? Boomers can fix it. Well, first of all, we have a webinar tomorrow, so you can look up careerconfidential.com/training-webinars. We have an ageism webinar tomorrow that you should attend. But you don't have to list all of your jobs all the way back to the beginning of time. You could list your last 3 or 4 jobs in LinkedIn, and in fact, it's entirely appropriate to do that. So that would help with the ageism piece. Hey, Carl, what I'd like to do now, can we go ahead and give them another poll and ask them a little bit of a question about this training? Charity, do you have a slide for this? Let's see. Okay, so we've got the poll question over here on the right. Again, click on the polls tab on the right-hand side, and here's the question. Do you think training like this, where you learn new concepts like the 7 LinkedIn mistakes that keep you from getting hired, and other job search tasks, do you think this is valuable, and would it improve your job search results? Now we've got 3 potential answers there for you. You can say, yes, it's valuable, and it would help me get a job faster, or yes, it has value for others, but I don't need this training or training like this, or no, I don't see any value. So you can click on the one that's the best fit for you and click on the vote button, and in a moment we'll get those answers. I'm going to go back over to the chat tab and see if I can take a look at this. Okay, so Henry, my resume is too long, so I use LinkedIn to drill down to information that is edited out of my resume. Well, I'm not sure that I think that's probably the best strategy, because you want your LinkedIn bullets to be some of your most important things that you've accomplished, and you definitely want that on your resume, so I'm not sure that either one of those should be things that are left off, Henry, so I'm not sure if that's the best choice for you. Okay. Raju, how big summary should be in characters, or what imported things, let's see, oh man, this is what Carl tells me is how this thing moves. How much is required to be captured? I think your summary should be maybe 3 paragraphs, no more than that. Otherwise, it's too long, and it should tell what you're looking to do, a little bit about what you've done, be packed with those keywords, and have that call to action. You know, contact Raju about any relevant project management positions, right? Okay. Okay, Bob. LinkedIn has endorsements for areas within my arena, but they are very generic, such as such and such has endorsed you in the field of whatever. How important are those endorsements, and are there any ways to make them more personal? You know, Bob, it all goes back to what is most important is what we talked about as the career confidential 100%, and that is that you've got your photo, your headline, your summary, a call to action, your most relevant and recent jobs, your educational, and when folks give you endorsements, we want to keep those on there, especially those recommendations. But past that, the rest of that, while LinkedIn wants you to fill that out, it's not as important as you contacting hiring managers directly. I must emphasize for every one of you, the value of LinkedIn is for you to be able to contact someone who can hire you directly through there, not about, you can continue to work on your profile and get it tighter and tighter and tighter, but if you spent that same time contacting hiring managers once your profile was up to a career confidential 100%, you'd be set. So that's what I would encourage you to do. Hey, Carl, are you able to give us the results of the last poll? Over in the right-hand side, let's see if they're up there yet. Okay, do you think training like this would be valuable? 87% are saying yes. I can't get my poll to stay down. There we go. 87% are saying yes, and it would help me get a job faster. And 13% or 10% are saying yes, but they don't need it, and 3% are saying they don't see the value. So for those of you who, the 87% who said that you saw the value in this, I have a special opportunity for you. Remember how I told you that this presentation that I just did for you was exactly like what we do in our Total Access Coaching Club? See, our Total Access Coaching Club, every 2 weeks, every Thursday, in fact, this Thursday, we're going to be meeting again. Carl and I get on a webinar, I do a presentation just like this, and then we do the live Q&A, and we answer every question from everybody within the Total Access Coaching Club. So that happens twice a month or every 2 weeks. Carl has recorded those and archived them and made them searchable. So we have more, because we've been doing this for 4 or 5 years now, we have more than 150 hours of this exact same kind of training. So for those of you who said, and 87% of you guys said you could see how this training would absolutely help you get better results in your job search, I want you to experience that. Now, I've had Carl put together a special plan where for $1, you can have access to the Total Access Coaching Club for 2 weeks. And all you need to do to take advantage of that is click on the Pop-ins tab on the right-hand side. So again, if you'll click on the Pop-ins tab on the right-hand side, you'll see the Total Access Coaching Club there. Add to cart, 14-day trial for $1. And just go ahead and click on that. It's going to get your card information, and then you're going to instantly have access to over 150 hours of training just like this on relevant topics. I believe recently we did 4 steps to negotiating a better salary. We've talked about cover letters. We have ageism in there, all kinds of interview questions, interview answers, LinkedIn presentations. There must be at least 3 or 4 different LinkedIn presentations to help you out in there. And we also have 8 videos in there that train you. Now, you only receive 2 in the first 2 weeks, but the 8 training videos are on your resume, on your cover letter, on brag books, on the 30, 60, 90-day plan, and on the face-to-face interview, and on the phone interview, and then excelling in your future and negotiating your salary. So this Total Access Coaching Club is an amazing resource, and we get the most incredible emails from people where they tell us that it was very, very helpful to them, that they felt like they weren't alone in their job search, that they felt like they could find the right answer all the time, that they could steep themselves in the vernacular of the job search. So for those of you who are on this webinar who you said, hey, this has absolutely helped me get this job faster, please take advantage of this 14-day Total Access Coaching Club trial for $1. Okay? Take advantage of it. Click on the Add to Cart button on the right-hand side in the pop-ins. We can put the link, I see that it's there. We have the link also in chat, so you can click on it there as well. But this is a very special opportunity, and I would just encourage you to try it and use up those 14 days because it will really help you be sharper in your job search in every area. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and ask some more questions here. Or answer some more questions here. And I'm going to go ahead and take off my webcam so that we're not that's not causing problems with the bandwidth. And Carl, let me know if I'm missing a question that you think that we should take. All right. How can I keep updated and keep confidential to the people that I know? Well, if you do messaging, if they're people that you know and you're connected to them and you message them, no one can see those things, so that is confidential. Okay. Let's see. How far back do you go if you started your pro career at 17 in 1966? I'd probably start in the 80s. That's probably what I would do. I have a lot of experience in my different positions, and I'm over 50. Boy, it rolled on me, Carl, just like what you said. It's very hard to keep up with this when the questions are coming in fast, right? Up, 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 up. Over 50. What do I have to list in LinkedIn? Well, you only have to list that's relevant to the position that you're looking for, and the most recent experience is going to be very interesting. So if you'll have the last 10, 15 years in there and those relevant experiences that are going to impact the job that you're looking to do, that will work. Regarding mistake number 5, instead of loading the resume, what about a statement of my skills, knowledge, and abilities? You can do that, but make sure that you're remembering that bullet points always work better than paragraphs. And numbers, dollars, and percentages sell better than without any numbers, dollars, and percentages. Just keep that in mind. And that if you have a skill set, it needs to be very specific, different than everyone else can put on theirs, right? What about the LinkedIn recommendations versus feeding those in via the interview process as references? If you get an interview, I want you to focus on selling yourself in that interview, and when they ask for references, give them the hand references. If you're not getting through the interview, you think you need that authority and credibility, then you could point them to those recommendations in LinkedIn and use those there as well. Okay. Is it true that you need to have 500 plus connections? What is the value of recommendations and endorsements? Recommendations are very valuable. Endorsements are not as valuable. And no, you don't have to have 500 plus connections. You need your relevant connections, and you need to be in the groups that are important based on your function and also your industry, right? Okay, I have a recruiter tell a group that I attended, show your teeth in your LinkedIn profile photo. Recruiters don't trust people who don't show their teeth when they smile, and it puts them off. Oh gosh, I've never heard that. I don't think I feel that way. I'm pretty sure that I've told other people that their photos with no teeth showing were okay. So I think you just need to have a very attractive professional photo. Okay, should I put in my headline that you're seeking employment? No, have your headline be close to the kind of job that you're looking for. In your summary, you can say you're actively seeking a position. Okay, what you say is applicable in the United States. What about the rest of the world, especially the Asian region? Well, you should know that at Career Confidential, we work with people throughout the world. Our customers, we have more than 15,000 customers in 75 countries, including those Asian countries. And what we see is the LinkedIn recommendations are the same globally, so no difference at all. Okay? Michael, when you get a chance, can you look at my profile and give me some advice? Obviously, Michael, you can call into the office. We have a personal job search evaluation. If you would like to have one of those done, you could ask me to review your LinkedIn profile then. Or if you have one of our products where we've included that in the product, let us know and send it in to Peggy@careerconfidential.com, and we will absolutely help you look at your profile and tell you how it looks. Okay, Tanya, although I've posted the position I'm looking for, I'm getting contacted for my old position. What do I need to change? Is there any way that you can make your old position more similar to the one that you're looking for? And then also you've got to contact hiring managers directly, letting them know that you're looking for this new type of role that you're looking for, being very aggressive and proactive, right? Hey, Carl, tell me what you think we should do. Should we answer some more questions? What would you like to show the folks the Total Access Club? What would you like to do? I've caught him off guard. He's got to get his mic. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and answer one more question while he comes on board. If you have a high test score, let's say GMAT, GRE, or some other advantage statistic, should you list this on your profile, or is this bragging? It depends. You know, if you're a recent grad, I think that kind of a test score could be very relevant, right? If you're not a recent grad, then I don't think it goes on there.
Peggy,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. What I think we should pick out a couple more relevant questions that would be helpful to the entire audience.
Okay.
Then I have a link for your author page where we could send some folks and.
Oh, we've got a free ebook. Are you talking about on Amazon?
Yes.
Oh, we have one on there that's free today too.
Exactly.
All right.
So, well, actually, what they should do is they should bookmark this page because pretty soon we're going to have a free book there every week.
Yes.
So, let me get that while you're looking for some additional questions, and I'll post that in chat
Okay.
so people can go visit your page. And by the way, I'm just going to brag on you just a little bit. They may or may not be able to see it, but Peggy is the #1 author on all of Amazon for the topic of job interviewing. So
Woo-woo!
I'm proud of my partner for that.
Thanks. It's a great book.
Now
Right.
that link doesn't look like it's doing the right thing.
Do you want me to get a link for you?
No, I'm going to get it myself. It could be that the webinar platform doesn't handle that link well. I don't know.
Is it
Maybe
like
I'll
cutting
just.
it off?
It cuts it off, and I'm not sure that it's going to do the right thing. So I'm going to make a tiny URL
Okay.
for them, and that will hopefully take care of it.
Well, and Amazon has a little bitty link that they give too here.
Well, I've got one here. Let's see if this doesn't work. Nope.
There you go. I put one in. Okay, so I'm looking for questions. I put in the link that Amazon has that's little as well, and I see your tiny URLs there too, Carl. And
Right.
it's working.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay, so and guys, if you go there, we have more than 20 books there on Amazon, so you need to look for the resume. There's one on resume and writing it with quantification, and that's the one that's free today, at least here in the United States. We don't get to always have control over where they'll be free elsewhere in the world. So if you're from another country and you go there and it's not free, there's nothing I can do about that. They don't give us the they don't give us the ability to do much with that. Okay, so let's see if I think I've handled most of the questions here. We talked about keeping it confidential. We talked about is this content downloadable so that I can edit my profile after work? You will receive a copy of the slides, right, Carl?
Absolutely.
So you're going to have that. Let's see. My resume is too long. Okay, well, we talked about that. Current title. I think I handled all of these.
I'm going through the ones that I copied, Peggy, so that I can see if there's anything that we need to grab out of there. Oh, here's an interesting one. And you're the LinkedIn guru, and it's unfamiliar to me. Tanya says, hello, I've noticed that LinkedIn has a new tool that calculates the probability to be on top / rating between candidates who submitted. It seems to discourage me personally. What's the best strategy on regards to this kind of tool? Thanks for your answer.
Tanya, you're not the first person who has said that about the discouraging piece. It psychologically has a problem. I wonder if they'll take it down because of that, because it's going to stop them from getting as many candidates. But I tell you, the answer to this is the same answer I've been giving you guys, which is if you go directly to hiring managers, then see your probability of getting a call goes way up, and LinkedIn won't even be able to measure it. Okay? So what I want you to do is when you see a job that's available, do everything you can to contact someone within that company, because that's going to give you 100% more chance, opportunity of being seen and getting a serious consideration than any of these applications.
Peggy, I put in the exact title of the book that is free today on Amazon so that people could look that up once they get to your page. And I'm going to put the link to so that people can go there and create their trial account for just $1. I'm going to put that back at the top of chat. And then I think you should probably wrap it up and let them know that I'm going to try to redirect them to the page with more information about the trial account stuff.
Okay, perfect. All right, well then, so again, I want to encourage you. This TAC $1, this will be the best dollar you've ever spent. Okay, because you can just steep yourself in the same kind of training. Because I can tell, you guys are it's sparking some thoughts. Hey, I could do this, I could do that. Many of you right now, you've got things going on, zinging around in your head. You're based on what we've talked about here. Maybe I could contact this manager. Maybe I could do this or that. If you get into this Total Access Club, you're going to get to listen to more of this and soak it up, and you're going to become a better job searcher, better job interviewer, and ultimately you're going to get the better job that you want and have so much more confidence, and it will be less stressful than it seems right now, because you'll have Carl and I sitting here answering your questions every 2 weeks, encouraging you. You can call my office. You'll have all that material to go through. We talked to this one guy, and he had spent 30 hours listening to us one weekend, but he said, look, I'm a changed person. I would not have been able to handle questions the way I can now. I wouldn't have known to do this or that. I increased my ability, and I know that that's going to pay me in the job that I'm going to get. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you to take advantage of this dollar trial and enjoy all that is in there for you in the next 2 weeks, because it'll really help you, and it will do just like what you guys said. 87% of you said, hey, we could see this will help me get a better job and it'll help me get one faster. This will help you get a better job and get one faster. So take advantage of the Total Access trial membership for $1 there. Click on the button there in chat or in the pop-ins, right? You will receive an email from us after the webinar with the link to the PowerPoint, so you'll be able to download that there. And I don't know if there's anything else that we need to go through, but this is exactly how we would run our Total Access Coaching Club. We have the short presentation on a very relevant topic, then we take all the questions from the membership. And some people can't come to those TAC clubs because of either work or because of timing or whatever the reason is. Maybe they've got an interview, which we love, right? Those are all recorded, and then you have access to that. You can listen to it again and again later, and this will really help you in your job search. So,
wait a minute.
What?
There's something that you kind of glossed over, and I want them to understand. If you can't if you can't attend one of our meetings, we allow you to pre-submit your question ahead of time. So you can submit your question by email, then we answer those questions first. So even if you can't come to a meeting, you can still get the answer to your question. Everybody gets the benefit of your question and our answers, and then you can just go watch it in the replay at your leisure. So that's one of the cool features about the club.
Absolutely, absolutely. So just want to encourage you to take advantage of that. And what Carl's going to do, we're about to shut down the webinar. When he shuts down the webinar, he's going to try to redirect you to that page where you can take advantage of that trial membership of the Total Access Coaching Club. And I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Wish you a great day and see you on a webinar soon. Bye. Bye, Carl. Thank you, Charity. Thanks, Carl.